So you think the Democrats are what caused that attempted assassination?
Deep down, I say they had something to do with it, yes.
Is there any evidence for that? I haven't seen any evidence for it.
No.
Just days after the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, I'm here at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, where the former president is to be named the Republican candidate at the US election. But if he is elected, what will this mean for the US and the wider international community? And following the verdict of his hush money trial, how has it impacted his reputation with Republicans? What did you make of the attempted assassination of Trump?
We were, of course, relieved that President Trump was not fatally injured because he has an incredible message, not only for the United States, but for the world. I really feel like we were a better, safer place when he was our president.
I think, and I know for a fact, that this was done by the left. They had no other choice. They've been losing all the court cases. The economy, the whole world stage is upside down. So this was the last-ditch attempt by the left to stay in control for 2020.
Where's your evidence of that?
Well, as a pastor, for me, this is a spiritual war. I don't look at it as the carnal eye. As a pastor, I look at the fact that the White House has endorsed Satan. We've seen all sorts of satanic things come out of the White House.
That still doesn't really answer my question, though.
Let me say this to the American people and patriots across this country. This is a spiritual war. This war is being waged with the spirituality of good versus evil. And even though this young man was a Republican, we still find out about that he started to listen to the Democrats. He donated $15. And believe me, what the Democrats represent is Satan.
I think it's a shame what this country's come to, trying to get rid of its opponents by murder.
When you say opponents, are you referring to the Democrats?
Yes.
So you think the Democrats are what caused that attempted assassination?
Deep down, I say they had something to do with it, yes.
Is there any evidence for that? I haven't seen any evidence for it.
No.
That's why they tried to kill him. He's not going to lose.
What do you mean they tried to kill him?
They tried to kill him. Somebody tried to shoot him in his head. Ain't that trying to kill him?
But that's not linked to the US democratic process.
You don't think so?
Do you think?
The assassination attempt? Why would that man want to kill him? Just for no reason?
Why do you still believe that if you can't see any evidence?
Everything points to it. They've tried.
Apart from the evidence, I guess. What is it about Trump that you like?
That he tell the truth.
There have been examples where some of his claims have led to not being true.
Well, if you ask me, all politicians lie. So I haven't really fact-checked him, but I know the things he said he was going to do in 2016, he did.
What do you think is the biggest threat facing America right now?
Getting Biden back in.
You think that's the biggest threat? Why do you think that is?
Because that poor man does not know where he's at any more than the man in the moon. What they're doing to him is senior abuse.
Well, I live in a very blue state. I live in Massachusetts, and I can tell you that in the past, a lot of people that have been Trump supporters that openly show it are bullied. They're harassed by Democrats, and we're not afraid anymore.
So you think that Democrats are the biggest threat to America right now?
I do.
That we're not respected. China, Russia, the war.
What about Vladimir Putin, though? Don't you think he poses a bit of a threat to the US?
Vladimir
and also the
Putin?
wider Western community?
No.
You
If
think
you remember when
he's
President
less
Trump,
of a threat than the Democrats?
Yes. Well, when Trump was in office, okay, Vladimir Putin was quiet. He was quiet, and he'll be quiet again when President Trump is sworn in.
Probably immigration. They just opening up them borders. I know in Chicago, they destabilized the black community.
How would you say that the Democrats have directly targeted you in the last 3.5 years? Can you give me examples of what they've done to you?
Physically, I have not been attacked. Physically, I have not been attacked.
Well, there's been an attack on the freedoms of this Constitution, the First Amendment right, all the things they attacked Trump with, the Second Amendment right that should not be infringed on, the right to bear arms. All of these things have come under attack under the Democratic Party, and basically it was all started by Barack Obama, the worst president of all time.
Do you think?
He was.
We had the hush money trial verdict of Trump. Has that influenced your perception of him?
I think the verdict for the hush money trial is still on appeal. I think it will be overturned. I think it's based upon some very shaky doctrine.
That was run by a judge who was a Democrat donor. He's a member of a committee to remove Trump from office. He was not tried by a jury of his peers. That whole thing was garbage.
First said fake news, I didn't understand, but now I notice the news is so fake, history fake.
No, a person should be able to spend their money any way they want. And if he wants to do that and ruin his life, that's his.
I guess there's many cases where you can't spend your money how you like because it would be illegal. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's sort of what Trump's been found guilty of.
Yes.
Yeah. Where's the evidence to support that?
What?
Your claims that it's fake news.
It's fake news because my evidence is, you caught me off guard with that.
There should be evidence to back up
Well,
your
there
claims.
should be, but we have a corrupt justice system.
But if you don't have the evidence for that, how can you make those claims?
When it comes to Democrats, they don't play by the rules.
Even if he goes through appeal with this case and he's still found guilty, will that have any influence over your opinion of
I am
him?
voting for Donald Trump.
Even if
That's
he's a
it.
criminal?
He's not a criminal.
No, it won't, because I think the system was set up to try to get him to use the legal system to combat him, because I think they're afraid of how it's going to turn out at the ballots.
He's probably the most vetted, most prosecuted human being on the earth.
I let somebody else do the fact checking, but if you do fact checking, you'll see it's fake news.
How do you predict the US election outcome being?
I think Trump's going to win 30 states, and I think that he's going to bring the Senate and the House, and it'll be a historic event.
I believe Trump is going to be our next president.
What do you think will happen if he's not and Joe Biden wins?
God help us all.
World War III.
World War III. Where do you think that's going to come from?
That will be a war like we've never seen before. It may be chemical, it may be nuclear, but it will be something that we have never seen before, and it will be bad.
You know, his people will be very discontented, but I don't expect riots or anything like that.
You don't see another storming of the Capitol again?
I know, but that was sort of it was kind of people that got worked up, and it was very strange.